What's going on, everybody? It is Amir, also known as Amirino TV, come back with a reaction to what we just saw, which was honestly a game of mixed emotions, right? So we come into this game, we're thinking, okay, we don't know who's going to be playing. We've got players coming back from injury. Are they fit yet? Are they not? We got players still going with AFCON. Ends up we got Bruno starting, thankfully. Lord knows we need him. And, Manu, Mount on the bench. We still got Maguire, Delit injured, etc., etc. Ahmad and Abumo at AFCON. Okay, it's Burnley. I'm still hoping for the best. It's also important to keep in mind this was Fletcher's first game. He's going to have two games. He's a U18s coach. He's going to be here for a week. We're kind of just winging it. We're kind of just winging it at this point. Just wait until we get some sort of legitimacy in that position. Because obviously, right now, no disrespect to Fletcher, but that's not him. So we go into the game. I'm thinking, okay, you know what? I believe we can get this done. Unfortunately, as we know, it's a 2-2 draw. A 2-2 draw. To be fair, I will say we were unlucky today. We were unlucky. We had a goal that went in that was disallowed unfairly because Kyle Walker is a pussy. We had a goal that was on us, but of course it was a ridiculously lucky own goal, a wicked deflection off Heaven's knee. Never again happening in a million years, so kudos to you, Burnley, I guess. And we hit the bar once, we hit the post once. So this game could have been very, very, very different. When it comes to the squad constraints or these goals and own goals and post hits, as I've mentioned, this game could have been really different. But unfortunately, we walked away with a 2-2 draw. Some things that really sticked out to me this game, really stuck out to me, was our midfield. Casemiro and Ugarte are not good enough. We all know this. We all know this. Casemiro, obviously a legend of the game, but he's past his days. Is he still having good games here and there? For sure. Can he still contribute? For sure. But he just does not have the legs necessary, nor does he have the consistency in his passing to build up any sort of play with reliability in this team. Pretty much every time Casemiro was on the ball today, he messed up. He gave the ball away. It was a bad pass. It was a ridiculously stupid shot that went far into the crowd. And this is kind of part of the course of Casemiro at this point, unfortunately. So we definitely need midfield reinforcements. And do I really need to even talk about Ugarte? Do I really? Because what does he do? What does he do? Yeah, sure. These last couple games, he's been not horrendous. Again, kudos to you. Just not good enough for Manchester United. There's no pace in that midfield. There's no technical ability other than Bruno Fernandes. And of course, it was his first game back after a hamstring injury. Took him off at the 60th minute for load management. Understandable. Mount came on. Didn't really do much, unfortunately, but he's also coming back from injury, so I give him some peace there. And listen, in that first half, I'm thinking, okay, the midfield's terrible. The midfield is not good enough for Manchester United, not even against Burnley. And another thing that I'm thinking of, okay, Sesko, you've been getting a lot of shots on goal recently. You need that killer instinct. You need that killer instinct. You need to be just saying, fuck you, get out of my way, and boom, you score it in the goal. That's what every great striker has. That's what every great striker needs. And I wasn't seeing that from Sesko. So obviously the second half comes around, and thankfully that completely changes. That completely flips on its head. Bruno Fernandes, I am naming my son after you. I swear on everything. I am naming my son Bruno, and there's nothing anyone can do to change my mind. Bruno Fernandes plays just a phenomenal curling through ball into Sesko, just weaves that needle like always. The best creative force that our generation has seen, Bruno Fernandes. And Sesko hits it, nice curls into the corner, boom, boom, like a bullet, ooh, like a bullet, perfect. And honestly, there's nothing more you can ask for from Sesko there. Did exactly what we want, exactly what we need, and I'm glad to see him finally getting amongst the goals again. I'm thinking, okay, good job, Sesko. And then, not too long after, Dorgu, who, by the way, he has good moments here and there, but the winger gimmick, it needs to end. It needs, especially with Lacey coming on, and we'll talk about that. Now we can get Cunha on the left, Lacey on the right if we need that extra winger there with injuries or rotation or AFCON, whatever it may be. This Dorgu winger gimmick, not for me. But to be fair to him, he puts in a good cross, and Sesko, wow, another great finish. Anyone who has ever played the sport and has ever played up top knows how difficult of a finish that is to go with the inside of the foot into the corner, off on the volley too. Perfect. That's the Sesko we've been waiting for. I know it's Burnley, but hopefully with a system that might benefit him more, we can see more of that moving forward, because they're just starting to. Today was a glimpse of the striker we signed from Leipzig, and I'm hoping that can continue. And I brought him up. I want to touch on him again. That is Shea Lacey. He who must not be named. This is exactly the kind of impact we were telling you was possible. Just wow. I'm not sitting here saying he was prime Messi, but that shot, that is all you need to know. Hits the crossbar, so unlucky. That would have been perfect storybook, everything you could ever dream of, everything any sensible Man United fan could have dreamed of. I feel like a lot of our fans at this point want us to fail because they're ridiculously attracted to Mr. 38%. That'll be his name now, because Lord knows he doesn't deserve to be recognized or remembered as anything other than that in terms of Manchester United Football Club. And unfortunately, the fans who are sexually attracted to him have decided to latch onto him and are hoping we lose. They want our U18's coach to either perform miracles or they were right. And Amarim, Mr. 38%. And Mr. 38%, got them really used to losing, really used to supporting losses. So it's really no surprise to me that they were rooting for us to lose today, and they're going to be rooting for us to lose moving forward. Honestly, I have nothing to say for people like that, for those people, because they're just, it's not all right up there. No shit. At this point, it's not all right up there. We're not going to win the Premier League this season. It doesn't matter who the coach is. We're not going to win the Champions League. We're fighting for a top 4 position. Thankfully, the rest of the league is trash. And hopefully today was the first step in building us towards more confidence. Not because today's result was good or the performance was out of this world, but because it was a shift. We have left the past behind us, and now, hopefully with this upcoming interim manager, whoever it is, looking like it might be Carrick, it might be Ollie, that can really whip us into shape and get us in that top 4 where we belong. And the permanent manager next season, we'll see. But to all the Mr. 38% stands out there who are hoping we lose, who are waiting for us to not win every game 5-0 so they can be like, oh, see, we were right. Amarim was so good. Mr. 38% was so good. As if we weren't seeing lost draw every week with him. Go away. You're not a Man United fan. Go away. We don't need you. We don't want you. You're stupid. Thank you. So that's what I gotta say to y'all. But in terms of the game back again, I'm really glad to see that killer instinct that I wanted from Sesko in the first half that we've been wanting all season. So we finally got that out of him. And listen, the goal we conceded to make it 2-2, I like Lemons. I do. I think he's a young keeper with a lot of potential. He's shown great signs so far. One thing that I keep noticing with him that he needs to fix is that whenever it comes to diving for the ball, he never jumps. He's just going to the side, going to the side. He's never leaping, and he never reaches the ball because of it. Someone needs to be shown in the tape, re-rolling that tape, because guy, you gotta be jumping. And I've been seeing this over and over again. Again, I like the guy. This is no way slander, but he needs to start jumping. Also, the defenders, they're not putting enough pressure, not enough intensity on these opposition players. We've been seeing this week after week for who knows how long at this point. We really need some reinforcements, both in the defense and in the midfield. We got Baleba hopefully coming in the summer. I've got some other midfielders and other defenders in mind that I'd like to see. But we'll see what Man United decide to do. At the end of the day, unlucky performance. We hit the bar twice, disallowed goal, conceded an own goal. Of course, the coaching situation, the players, the squad, it just unlucky. Hopefully, we can rebound against Brighton and get that 3 points. Or it wouldn't really be 3 points. It'd just be advancing a tournament in that case. But, yeah, we'll see, man. At this point, I'm just hoping for the best. Fingers are crossed. What did you guys think about this game? Man United 2, Burnley 2. What do you think is going to happen moving forward, Manchester United? Let me know in the comments down below. We will see, and I hope you guys have a great day.